Folks, I hope you are having a wonderful day wherever you are. I know I am because we are at Port Priority 8 and we are deciding who is getting into top 8. We are into the top 16 part of the bracket at a tournament with over 1,000 people in the venue and just stacked top to bottom. I mean, all of the top 10 players in the world are here, so that means some of them are not going to make it into the top 8, and some of them are fighting for their lives right now. We're going to get to watch and see it, and it is going to be a phenomenal time. I am Kimona, that is Combo, and look, we're both from the same region. We both came all the way up here, and now we finally get to commentate together for the first time.
Yeah, funny enough that we're both from Texas, and yet we've never run into we've been at the same events. We've casted the same events, not at the same time. Not a single time.
Never at the same time.
So it's funny that, we're all the way across the country over here in Seattle, Washington for Port Priority 8, one of the most stacked events of all Ultimate history, finally bringing us together. So you know what? We'll take it. We'll take what we can get. But we're going to have our next set here in loser side top 16. I believe it's going to be Hurt versus T. Snake and Pac-Man, as far as I'm aware, I couldn't find any hard data on if these two have played together before or not. So I'm not really sure if they have an existing set count or record against one another, or if they do, it's not something I was able to find super easily.
Right,
but
at the very least, yeah.
Either way, this matchup is definitely going to be one about controlling the pace between Pac-Man and Snake, right? Both these characters very prevalent in this particular region, so a lot of our PNW watchers are not going to be, too concerned with this matchup. They've seen stuff like this before. Of course, we have JDV. We've got a myriad of Snake players to kind of round things out here. We have more Pac-Man players as well, right? So I always love watching, for example, JDV's very active anti-grenade game up against Snake, and that really does him well in these matches. But JDV is number 1 NA. T is number 1 Pac-Man in the world. There's a difference here, and I am super, super excited to see what that may be. But again, Hurt is no slouch on his own either, as he was able to make it this far here to loser side top 16. The amount of upsets that we've had at this tournament is genuinely insane. The amount of big names we've seen already out, so many players we'd expect to see. I always expect to see the Samus Gauntlet, right? We had Quick, Yara, and Siski all here. I want to say they made it to at max top 32, but I don't think any of them made top 16. And
Yeah,
I'm just
it's
like, man, where the Samus is at?
It's been a demon bracket for sure for a lot of people. And we were talking about, Gluto going down as early as he did, round 1 of top 128, and fight and try as he might, wasn't able to make a run into top 8.
Out to T, actually, who's right here. Right now, we saw her just lose to Light. The venue went absolutely insane when Light had, between games, Light was popping off. And the venue was there for it every single time. And of course, when Light was able to close it out, the venue went insane. That's a crowd roar I have not heard in a very, very long time. So I'm so happy to see that everyone is locked in, ready to see what the rest of Port Priority 8 has to offer. We also, of course, have our other streams ongoing at the same time, so make sure you got everything pulled up. Satellite Smash for our main stream and EE Visu for another side stream alongside right here on BTS Smash for our side of top 16 losers. I think we're going to be hopping right into it.
Yeah, Hurt versus T, like you said, this is a matchup that I think that some people have seen, a few times, no matter really where you're from. You've probably got a good Pac-Man around you. You've probably got a good Snake around you. You know kind of the score of this matchup. Like you said, all about control. But as Robin Williams said, right, you ain't never had a friend like me. This is a match of, two of the top players. I mean, T, right, number 1 Pac-Man in the world, like you said, and Hurt making a case to be, the number 1 Snake in the world. I think that, as far as recency bias goes, take that out of the occasion. You know that Apollo Kage is definitely in that conversation as well, really the challenger to that number 1. But these two together, man, I mean, Hurt versus T, it is going to be a matter of, I need to build up that percent. I need to not overcommit to anything because these are both characters that really have that, that control over the mid-range screen and control over the stage. But when you get up close to them, you are still in danger, and that is a perfect demonstration by Hurt.
The get-up attack into the 4-2-1-2 for the punish for Hurt. End up taking that first stock here over T. A really big part of these characters, of course, is that, as you said, the mid-range control. And there's a very item-centric game plan here that they can both actually work around to offer more avenues of counterplay, things like catching Pac-Man's fruits through air dodging or, catching the grenades mid-air, challenging things up close. It allows for a lot more of a dynamic item control compared to other characters that are able to just throw out more traditional projectiles. Right now, T is trying to shark Hurt off the top, try to catch a landing. We have Bell out and about. The Active brings great grenade for defensive play, but we're going to go for the Hail Mary smash attack. Forward smash will do it, only 50% behind.
Not a bad call out right there from T, seeing that Hurt was, kind of in one of those scramble situations where you take a moment to pick a defensive option and then you try to either escape or mash back out. But T kind of knew that throwing out that forward smash at that timing was basically going to interrupt whatever Hurt had to do once his defensive option was over. So, your turn's done. Now it's my turn. And we go right back to, again, this game plan of these early percents. It's not going to be, these two are fighting like a proxy war almost, right? Like
absolutely.
They're not up against each other, but they're still building up that percent.
Yeah, it's a war of attrition between things like Hydrants, your Galagas, your Strawberries, your Grenades, your Nikitas. Everything that both these characters have, their entire arsenals are coming out before either of them are even going to attempt to touch one another. Again, we're going to be seeing this Grenade kind of takeout into charging Fruit, or rather Neutral B here on Pac-Man Interaction a lot. We've seen it a couple times. Great challenge on the Hydra with the back here from her. T trying to back her away from this Nikita. Armor's through at the side, but you're going to have a couple trampolines to make it back. Regular getup will get thrown immediately forward to 1-2 after being put to sleep. And it's another stock lead here for Hurt.
Down throw, forward tilt quite a few times from Hurt already. And I think that really goes to show that immediately, like right off the bat, even if these two haven't played before, you can already tell what Hurt's game plan is, which is build up that percent and then get something reliable. I'm not going to go for any crazy combos, any crazy reads. This is a matchup where I can get myself in a lot of danger by trying to overextend. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to let T kind of regulate the stage. I'll let him roll around, do as he will, but eventually I'll be able to chip away, get a throw, and then just an easy confirm after that. And so far, it seems to be working.
Yeah, and although Pac-Man does also have a lot of mid-screen to approaching full-screen options, Pac-Man's definitely got hands, and Pac-Man would love to box up close. Hurt's doing a fantastic job of not letting that happen, challenging all these Hydras with proper grenades. The Bell hasn't come in super handy yet either. We've seen T try to attempt to throw it out a couple times, usually traded with a grenade. The one time was able to land, it was also on a trade, wasn't able to convert off of it, and now this war of attrition is really starting to add up here for T as Hurt's starting to run away with a lead.
I mean, like you mentioned with the Bell, you see that T is just holding on to it because you really need a moment where you not only connect with the Bell, but where there's not going to be a grenade that interrupts you. You mentioned that we've already seen it a couple of times, but it really takes away from what T is able to do in terms of actually finding his kill confirms. And again, a little bit of an overextension right there, playing patiently for about a minute solid all in a row, but then one little overextension, Hurt gets that extra damage and goes right back into the corner because he knows that, as good as Pac-Man is at that boxing game, it's not all about approaching. And again, especially when fighting a projectile war, that's not often one that Pac-Man's going to win.
Yeah, Snake is not an easy character to approach. Again, the grenade pop to get Snake out of the Bell hit stun. These grenades are on point. Hurt is not taking any sort of pain here from the Bell, but the keys finally get connect, and we get T and Hurt down to last stock apiece, but T here already on 111.3%, looking very dangerously close to up tilt percent or down throw forward tilt 1-2, down throw up tilt as well. All of that is on the table here for Hurt. Again, keeping this distance, not overextending, not worried about the fact that T is very much approaching kill percent, and he's only at 0. You can afford to play a little riskier here, but Hurt is not going to opt for it at all. We're going to stay back. We're going to be throwing grenades. I don't care about your Hydra. I don't care about your Melons. Stay away from me. You will eventually blow up.
And Hurt's management of these grenades is so impressive as well, right? You're seeing the way that he is figuring out exactly how long he needs to cook them, where to put them, and then being able to toss them exactly where they're going to put a lot of pain on T, who is, again, you can see just not able to get those big combos started and sitting at 146.
It's adding up.
I thought that grenade was going to hit the air burst. It does right there, but that just goes to show how simple yet effective Hurt's game plan is. T is almost dying to grenades. That almost never happens in many of these matchups.
Oh, there it is.
Just no overcommitment. Simple and clean from Hurt in that game one.
I guess that's all you need to do. Sometimes you don't even need to worry about your C4 placement. You don't need to worry about up smash or Nikita setups. You literally just need to have perfectly placed grenades all throughout, wait for your opponent to get impatient. By the time they finally get to you, they're at about 180%, and then you just down throw up tilt them. The game's over. You're done. And that was a perfectly executed game plan there from Hurt all throughout. Now we're going to see how is T going to respond, because honestly, I don't know how I would respond or even begin to think about responding to just getting walled out by grenades and grenades alone. No need for Snake to anti-air. He's controlling all of this horizontal space that it feels like this entire rectangle that would be the stage is all somehow covered by grenade presence.
And it's not even like he's doing that to open up ways for himself to get in, because he knows that that's exactly what T wants. T wants to play around a game plan. I think that that time around the 3-minute mark where you saw T holding onto a bell and just not approaching Hurt is very emblematic of that. He does not want to have to overcommit. He wants to see if Hurt is going to give him an opening somewhere where T does not have to put himself in danger. He's fine taking a little bit of chip damage, but I think it really does just go to show. I talk a lot about the idea of players being preventers and initiators. And Hurt is definitely playing in a way where he is a preventer. He knows what T's play style is. He knows what he wants to go for, and he is plain and simply not allowing T to go to that game plan.
Yes, but there's a very key adaptation that we've seen T able to pull out and utilize very effectively in this game, and that's using the Galaga as a wall to approach. We saw immediately go for a Galaga, actually get a lot of stage control, and on top of that, charge right to Galaga again, was able to get close to Hurt and immediately pop a 54% combo, and now these guys have been keeping it even. I think the Galaga usage is going to be extremely important for T to find a way, and because of the way Galaga is very awkward in the way it circles around and loops, it's not going to be something to easily immediately challenge with something like a grenade. And now we're seeing Hurt trying to play a little bit more aggressively too. We're finally seeing this Nikita edge guards come out a little bit more. We saw the dash attack to try and catch T's landing. The Nair 1-2-3 to catch a jump forward to 1-2. Go both directions. Wasn't able to get it punished. We're going to see a charge up to an apple. What's the return to stage going to be here for T? Trying to add it up. We have Key on deck and the Hydra as well. Nairs to break it away. Get a Rising Fair challenge here by grenades. Again, 164% here on T. The next interaction is probably going to be it if Hurt is able to land that throw.
The question is, will T give him that opportunity to land that throw? Looked like that might have been it, tossing out the bell, but Hurt not able to strike quickly enough. It is the air burst from that grenade, though. Again, we talk about how perfect Hurt's timing has been in just cooking the grenades to perfection, a nice golden brown, and then able to take that stock off the top, even on Town and City. Again, simple game plan, and it's hard to find a way to prevent a preventer from playing preventative.
Exactly.
And I know I said the same word many times in a row, but somebody who has
symbolic.
that kind of game plan, right? It's hard to shut that down when their game plan is built around shutting you down first.
Exactly. And you know, a lot of people can argue that Pac-Man would want to play a similar playstyle. Wow. Honestly, T played that last segment extremely well, maneuvering around the grenades, again, using that patient play, but this time holding onto the burst option key and waiting for that one key moment, excuse the pun, to land
I will not excuse it. That was terrible.
My bad. But was able to finally, connect the fully charged neutral beat and pick up the stock, and now we're actually right back to even here. T has been able to slow down the pace and capitalize. Again, we're using the Galaga as the central wall to give a little bit more space for T to approach. We have the Galaga on hand again, probably looking for a rethrow. After this Hydrant, it's going to go down.
You know, Combo, I hate to actually you, but before somebody else does, it's actually the Galaxian.
The Galaxian. My bad. I've been calling it Galaga my entire time.
You know what? And I think it basically is a Galaga ship, but, somebody out there is going to be a stickler for somebody out there, like, the Galaxian is like their favorite character. And they're like, you need to put respect on
No, I respect it. I respect it. That's my bad. No. I will take full responsibility for it. It's all my bad. The Galaxian. I got it. Latini was right. My bad, folks.
But nitpicking your word choice aside, right? I mean, obviously, it is apparent that T is switching up his game plan to, okay, instead of hunting for confirms, if Hurt wants to play this chip away and damage game, I'm going to go ahead and play that game with him. Love that recovery from Hurt, not only saving his life, but even then was able to get a ledge trap situation and an overextension from T. I think that really goes to show that as patient a player as T usually is, Hurt's definitely making him feel a little bit impatient because he's trying to jump up there and land an aerial where Snake can definitely challenge him back.
Yeah, that's where you end up in the scramble situations where Hurt was immediately able to capitalize, throw out that up air. Now here it is at 116.2%. What's the fight here? It seems like quite the struggle to actually make it past all the grenades that Snake has been throwing out. We have the up smash here. What's the get up option going to be? More grenades set all around. We have a Hydrant set up on the top left platform here of Town and City. Key is going to go out, challenging the Hydrant and the grenade here with up airs to Shark, but still can't really find a true way. The Galaxian is charged. Oh, we got the bell this time around, fishing for a kill option. Use those active frames. We have a roll up, down smash for the read, but Hurt is still alive and kicking, trying to pick up the stock here with the up air. Gets a forward to follow up at 156% and counting. Hurt is still not going down.
And T now going over to the key, starting to realize, okay, if I'm going to commit to this we both chip away kind of gameplay, then the key is definitely going to be a big part of that game plan, because at 177, that can start getting the KOs, but Hurt is obviously going to be mindful of that. You can see that he's keeping a distance where he can react, but in the middle of all those grenade tosses, Fire Hydrant does take the stock. This one combo, I believe, might be going to time.
Yeah, we could be looking at it. There's 2 minutes left here, both on last stock apiece. We have Galaxian in hand for
I've
T
ruined
to try
him.
to
I'm
broach.
sorry.
No, I will get it. I will get it. Never doubt it. I will do it. I will do it. He's charged up. Galaxian is there.
And they say you don't need adaptation to commentate.
You absolutely do. New information will be coming your way no matter what it is. The players are adapting. The commentators definitely got to be adapting. We're seeing some grenades going for a fun little trip on the trampoline. The Galaxian is out. Huge damage conversion here. And now T has put himself back on the board. Dead even here. Hydrant's going to go down for a bit of shield pressure. We're going to see the orange thrown out as well.
And again, that's one of those projectiles where you can just kind of toss it out low risk. It can probably challenge something that Hurt's doing. But yeah, T, I think, is definitely, I mean, if he's going back and sitting behind the hydrant at, minute left on the clock, he is definitely looking to get a % lead and stay there. So this is now going to start becoming a whole lot more about evasion from T. Not ways where he can strike back at Hurt, but just not taking any amount of chip wherever possible.
Yeah. The Galaxian actually sets up incredible positive situations for T, whether Hurt is getting hit or taking it on shield. The mix-up situation that follows afterwards and how safe T would be in those situations is huge. We saw the Galaxian go on Hurt's shield twice in a row, and T was expecting Roland just commits to a forward smash. But because Galaxian was still out there with some shield pressure, Hurt wasn't able to challenge the whiff forward smash, and they reset right back to neutral. Oh my goodness, the C4 is going to pop, though. We have a grenade sending T here upper on the top side of the screen, and the C4 pop is gonna do it. Hurt ends up taking the next game as well.
A 6.5-minute marathon, but T, I mean, again, you saw the game plan. Both of those players were willing to let that game go to time and play that percentage game, but Hurt started racking up more and more chip, and enough to the point where T really had to take the initiative, really had to start taking risks, and that's why we saw him dash attacking into a grenade, ended up picking it up, taking him off the top, and Hurt was just able to play that position really well. Didn't panic, didn't start seeing T get like a 10-15% lead and think, oh, maybe I got to go in. No, stuck to his guns quite literally. That's why he's up 2-0.
That's right. I think the Galaxian strikes fear into so many different players just because of awkward angles, awkward arcs, multi-hit on your shield. It is a super, super weird move to have to play around. And honestly, Hurt did take a little bit of time to really, really adjust to and get used to it. And then return to that calmness. No need to panic. What I want to see T do is aggressively challenge these grenades right in their face. Of course, the timing on Hurt has been amazing, where he throws them right out as they're going to air burst. But if T is willing to jump in, catch the grenades and throw them back almost immediately, we could be looking for a very aggressive player. But this insane scramble situation after playing up close, Galaxian combo is a huge damage lead here for T. We're going to see Hurt even this out after up really close and just grenading one another.
Wow, look at T playing it so close in the disadvantage and close to losing that stock. I thought that his hydrant might come back to bite him, and that up smash on Town and City never going to be enough to take down Snake at that %. So it's right back to the bell, right back to trying to find a way to confirm into a KO. But Hurt, his use of shield in this game has been so excellent. It's very easy against a zoner to use your shield too much and to have it whittled down, and all of a sudden you have to take a bunch of chip. But Hurt has been so judicious about when he chooses to use it, and kind of shockingly, almost antithetical to the way you think of the way that the move is used, but he's using the shield to start up some offense. He uses that to close the gap against T, not to keep T at distance.
It's the punish option, right? You need to have that block down first. You have to let your opponent overextend, throw a bell in your face, and of course the shield with grenades there too. You can take a grenade pop and follow up with things like up air as well. Snake has so many volatile options he can use out of shield. It can really make your life miserable trying to find a way. The active frames from the back here catch the air dodge in from T. Whiff throw, not going to be punished, but we're effectively looking at an entire stock lead here at this point. All this rage, all this percent racked up on T. The next hit could be it. The down throw C4 pop from last stock was massive. Again, the punish on shield. Bell has been way too aggressive here on T. It seems like every time he gets Bell, he just wants to run up right into Hurt's face, not trying to use his positioning too much, and then just throw it on a shield. Hurt blocks it every time, gets a great punish. That up tilt is it. Now he's got 2 stocks up.
I think what that shows is that T is recognizing, hey, this is a matchup where Hurt is going to play preventative, right? And the fact of the matter is, T doesn't really have the ability to do that to Hurt as well. Pac-Man doesn't have the tools to stop Snake from playing his game plan, especially the one that Hurt has right now. So I think that T is recognizing that he needs to take initiative. He needs to get something started himself, as there's a little scramble on this side platform, but not able to pick up the stock. And again, I think that right there just goes to show how hard it is for Pac-Man to actually take control of the pace of the match against this kind of Snake playstyle.
Yeah, it's been rough. We're finally going to see a throw connect. The back throw will do it. After Hurt was pushing 200%, the Galaxian is out, still using that involt to dash attack right through. Great trampoline to reset the situation, but the absolute wall, the absolute mountain that T has to climb right now seems almost insurmountable. Great grenade pop there into a Nair combo. Oh my goodness. The parry on the Rising Fair into an up tilt punish. JB3, and Hurt takes it over T 3-0.
This is such a great debut tournament for Hurt, right? Like, being able to show people, I can beat the people from my region, I can beat the people from your region, I can beat the people from the other region that's neither of those two things. I am able to take these games, and I think what it really comes down to is just how solid his game plans are. I got to commentate him versus Lima earlier, and Charles and I were talking about how most of the time that's just a really bad matchup for Bayonetta. But I think that also at the end of the day, Hurt probably wouldn't have been able to beat somebody who's very practiced in that matchup if he didn't have a solid game plan. And that set especially, I think, was just such a great example of somebody going in with a game plan, noticing that it's working and sticking to it, saying, hey, you need to make a change, you need to make an adaptation. I don't feel like I'm making too many mistakes, and even if the margin is razor thin like it was in that game 2, I'm still the one coming out on top, so why change it up?
Exactly. As you said, quite literally sticking to his guns. What else would the military expert that is Solid Snake do in that situation? But yeah, Hurt coming out and immediately cementing himself as a national threat, right? One of the best, definitely, as you said, in the running for one of the best Snakes in the world. And I think the performances that we've been seeing from Hurt at this tournament are definitely a very strong suggestion. Definitely a very solid contender. I'm super excited to see where Hurt's going to go next. Artie coming out, taking pictures with fans. People are very hyped and excited to see what more Hurt can do here.
He's wearing Apollo Kage's straw hat as well. just for the extra power up. I love it.
You're going to need it. You're going to need it. Have your entire crew. See, that's the funny thing, right? You can have people immediately putting you head to head, right? You have these comparisons like, oh, who's better? Apollo Kage, Hurt, right? You're going to try to see, okay, who's going to make it further bracket? What's going to go on here? But the moment one is out, you immediately flip to be like, that's my homie. I'm supporting that.
They
That's
lift
my
each
character.
other up.
Exactly, right? That's what it's all about. We're all here at the end of the day to support and uplift one another in this community, no matter what it is that comes your way. Whether it be from coming together, immediately going for a handshake afterwards, who knows what's going to happen, right?
Well, I mean, and also that's just, exactly the kind of person that Apollo Kage is, right? He's not going to hide stuff from his competition. Like, he wants to fight you at his best and at your best because, that's just the kind of guy he strives to be. But I can also tell you, if you're Hurt, having Apollo Kage in your corner is, that is about as helpful as it gets. Because let me tell you something. Before MVD played MK Leo, MVD went up and asked Apollo Kage. He was like, hey, so I'm playing against Leo next. What should I keep in mind? Apollo Kage gave him 5.5 minutes straight of just, here's what Leo does in this situation. This is what I did to punish it. This is what worked, and this is what kind of really didn't work for me. This is another thing that Leo likes to do, and he kind of responds to this in this certain way. And I kid you not, 5.5 minutes straight of that. And I was just sitting there like, this is a guy who, MVD, it took the game for Leo, right? It took the reverse 3-0 from Leo to make it happen. MVD was up 2-0, and we were looking at that being like, dang. But after hearing what Apollo Kage told him, I was not surprised that was happening because I was like, he gave him, I said it with Charles, right? Like, if there are 10 commandments, he gave him not only the 10 commandments, but the DLC 11th commandment
as well. Yeah. He's dropping the secret hidden lore, the crazy Snake tech to get him caught up and challenge MKLeo. And, of course, MVD, also one of the legends, one of the greats for years and years on Snake. So definitely also up there. Great to see the Snake community all coming out. I remember walking by and seeing the Snake group picture being taken right in front of my eyes. I was walking by and I'm like, oh my goodness, the community is here. This is beautiful, man. That's the kind of stuff we want to be seeing here. So many different nations, so many different players coming out here representing themselves, coming here to celebrate the Smash community at one of the biggest events that we've had, one of the most stacked events we've had in the history of this game. What more could we ask for? Really?
Seriously, like, you want to see everybody playing at their best, and I honestly can't think of too many people who I've watched this weekend and gone, they're kind of not really at the top of their game. Like, I feel like everybody's really playing well. Now, there are a couple people who got upset that I didn't get the chance to watch, but
Right.
everybody that I've personally seen has
Yeah.
played so well, and that's why the bracket's shaping out the way it is. And I just want to give y'all a couple of updates in case you haven't been keeping up. Of course, if you were here on this stream, you saw Mudace get the 3-1 over Riddles and Tweak the 3-1 over Anathema. That Hurt versus T match, that 3-0, was in the same spot in the bracket, so those are all players that are, ending the run at a very impressive 13th when you're talking about a tournament of this size, right? 13th is nothing to sneeze at, but
Definitely
nonetheless
not.
where it ends. And some of these are people that you expect to see in most top 8s, but again, when you're talking about 800, 900 entrants, however many Port had, and it's as top-heavy and as deep as it is.
Yes.
I mean, jeez, man.
It is insane. Speaking of other matches we may be waiting on, I think currently DeBuzz and Lima are playing over on EE Stream. Winner of that is going to pull up on Pocket. The NA Steve Rep is still alive and kicking here over in loser's side, top 16.
And in case you have not been keeping up with things, recently Pocket, the artist formerly known as Onan, formerly known as many other tags, but yeah, Pocket, somebody I initially put on my fantasy team and then took off because somebody said, "Oh no, he has to play against Tarek. That's a bad." And then now I regret it because of course he was going to go on a great run. But
Of
yeah,
course my fantasy bracket's ruined again. Of
course
course, happens every time.
It always does happen. I did put Hurt on my team though. So.
Oh, okay.
Big dub for me.
Hurt stock's going up.
Hurt stock's going up, yeah. So we're just waiting on some of those winners bracket matches to wrap up to get more of the losers action ahead of us, which most of that is happening up on the main stream. Guys, of course, Satellite Smash, that's where top 8 is also going to be.
So keep your eyes peeled for that. I think currently we got, Umeki and Akla?
Umeki and Akla, yes.
Yeah, that has got to be insane. Oh, my goodness. And the other matches we also got loaded up for Satellite Smash are ridiculous, too. Rest of winner side top 16, we got players like Cola Sonics. We got Mia Light, Ken Kananabe. Kananabe coming with a breakout performance, too. Huge wins on Tweak and MK Leo. It's like, oh, my goodness.
Kananabe, the other player, right, making from Japan, that's like, oh, my gosh, this is the North American debut of this crazy player that we just saw do some of the most, mind-boggling stuff, mind-melting gameplay over there. And, living up to the hype, no doubt about it. Now having to play against Ken, like you mentioned, which is,
Fox Sonic. That's going to be interesting.
Talk about speed, some used for good and some used for evil.
Initiators and preventers will definitely be coming into play.
Yes. Initiation and prevention, kind of the name of the game, and you know where it's being applied. But I do believe that we are getting the loser of Akala and Omeki coming over next. So yeah, the match that you can be watching over on the main stream on Satellite Smash will be coming over here, and that will be going up against Hurt, just like we saw earlier.
We're keeping it all with the Japanese players going on right now.
Yes.
Yeah, going for a bit of team killing. At this point in bracket, though, it's to be expected.
This is, don't be fooled. We're not at Kagaribi right now. We are here at Port Priority 8. So yeah, we're gonna be waiting for a little bit. So I'm gonna pull a hazmat. What's up, Twitch chat?
Okay. Yeah.
What's going on,
Look,
Twitch
let's see what
chat?
Twitch chat's up to.
A good man.
Those are our homies. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I have no idea how many viewers we have right now, but I hope every single one of you are having a fantastic time watching not only this stream, but the other two streams we got going on as well over at EE's and at Satellite Smash. Keep your eyes peeled for those two. Definitely get those going on. They're all going to interlink. There's going to be some sort of consistency, some continuity, right? Carry over for Satellite. We'll get some players back over here. So keep everything up. It's gonna be super, super exciting. I'm so hyped.
I am a big fan of just, first of all, I feel like the people who have been picking the matches for stream have picked the best matches possible. Like Light versus Shattuck that I commentated earlier. Yeah, I'm glad that was on stream because that came down to the wire.
Yeah,
it
had to be there. It had to be there.
Real dang good.
Yeah, and I appreciate the commitment as well of, I think, trying to get all of top 16 streamed in one way or another. Right, have a proper recorded VOD set. Not all of them are going to have unique commentary because some of them were on quad. But we have 3 streams ongoing right now just to guarantee everyone in top 16 is going to get their sets recorded and uploaded. So all the information is going to be out there. All the history is going to be effectively permanently, out there, assuming all goes well.
Right.
And nothing goes wrong.
Look, when I'm saying that, it's all going to be recorded and you can watch it whenever, yeah, sure. Somebody on Twitter is going to be like, well, what if an asteroid hits the Earth? Then, yeah, I guess we can't watch it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the asteroid hitting the Earth, all right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the world we live in right now, which is the one where we get to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, watch Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and, I mean, Combo,
man.
I don't know about you. First of all, that looks like an Umeki W.
Oh, looks
Not-
like it's 1-1.
Not in the set, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
even up. So,
Oh my.
I mean, that's
goodness.
great. I want to bring up an idea that I've been thinking of
Oh, yeah.
lately.
Sure.
Or really what I just realized this weekend, which is there is not a better time to be watching this game. Like,
Yeah.
at launch, it was so exciting, getting to wonder who's going to be the best, what's going to happen. Then we got into our era of who can dethrone Leo for the week.
Right.
And
This is our
will,
king. What can we
will
do?
somebody be able to dethrone Leo? But now we're at a point where you have people at the top and you have people near the top, but also it feels like anybody that's in the high top player to low top player tier, like anything in that sphere, it feels like all of those sets can go game 5.
Anywhere.
It seems like they could flip either way. Like, most of the time, you can tell me, I think that this person's going to 3-0 that person, and somebody else will come up to me later and say, I think that that person's going to 3-0 this person.
Yeah, the other way around.
And
completely.
I would not be surprised at either one, because people really are just getting to a point where like, how do I put it? Like the parity, right?
Yes.
Like people's skill levels are starting to get to a point where it's like air resistance. It's the further you get, the harder it is to climb, but people are stepping up to it. But yeah, guys, we've been rambling for a minute. We are going to go to a quick break before our next match gets in. So take a sip of water, tune into Satellite Smash. You know, make sure that you have that tab open. And
True. Stay tuned here as well. We'll be back soon.
Right
See you guys
back.
soon.
Classic, right? Got him. Folks, welcome back to Port Priority 8 here on the side stream. If you saw what we just saw a few minutes ago on the main stream, then, whoo boy, I hope that you are ready to see some more of Umeki's just incredible gameplay that we have seen this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, taking Akola to the brink, the #1 player in the world, and
Game
now
5?
has to deal with one of Japan's rising stars in Hertz right over here. So, I mean, it is one tough set after another, but
Yeah.
that's what happens when you're playing in this bracket.
Yeah, that's right, and that already confirms our first player qualified here for top 8 at Port Priority 8 being Akula. We also got Cola and Sonic duking out also on winner's side over on the mainstream. But here, speaking of top 8 qualifiers, this very set also is one. So only one of Hertz and Umeki can walk away qualified for top 8 here. The other one's going to have to go home and back off here, ending out at 9th. The Japan team kill right here playing for top 8. This is insane.
You can look at it that way. You can see it as a team kill, and of course it is. But also, you can see it as a, hey, one of us is making out of this set and
That's
getting
true.
it into top 8.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know, guaranteed you're going to have at least 2 of them, you know, just looking at the matches that are being played, right? But the question is, will it be Umeki or will it be Hertz? And, you know, one of the things that I think people say a lot about, you know, players in Ultimate playing against Snake is that the Brawl vets are generally going to do better against Snake than the new gens because they don't have to kind of figure out, like, they don't have to go, like, oh, what's going on? Like, no, they've been there before, and I know that Umeki has been around the block, so I'm excited to see what he brings to the table.
Yeah, the Snake-Daisy matchup. In terms of these two in a personal head-to-head, again, not seeing a whole lot of records or data on Hurt playing against Umeki either. So kind of like what we saw previously with the Hurt and T set, not a lot of previous data, and we still see an explosive conclusion one way or the other. And I'm very excited to see how Hurt's also going to shape up here up against Umeki, not knowing, you know, where things are going to go.
And I think that also comes down to the fact that, I mean, one, I think that both of these players are very evenly matched in terms of skill, especially this weekend. I mean, Umeki is just on fire. But also down to the matchup, too. I think that Snake versus Peach, they both have really solid tools to use against each other. Peach especially defensively, Snake especially offensively. But ultimately, I think it does come down to a relatively even matchup, kind of proven if you look back at the set that Apollo Kage and Mutace played against each other earlier today. That one was also down to the wire. I expect this one to be very similar as well.
Yeah, we're just looking at, we saw them play RPS earlier, going through a bit of stage list, discussing this out, and then we'll be locked and loaded. Main stage is going crazy as I think Cola, is that taking the set?
I
No,
don't
it's just
believe
taking the
that's
game.
the
Just taking
set,
the
but
game.
yeah, I mean, you know,
Just
you
the game. Just the game.
got to
Okay,
stand up to have your discussion.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
So,
that's right. That's right.
Again, don't miss any of the action. You're here on BTS Smash. You got Satellite Smash with the main stage. You've got EE Stream as well with some matches. I think right now you've got Onin versus Lima as well. But, you know, for my money, you know, if I want to get the most Smash, the most bang for my buck possible, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be watching 2 very intelligent players make and adapt game plans on the fly in a matchup where I think a lot of characters struggle against Snake because it's hard to be kind of precise and maneuver around the grenades and everything, but Peach is one of those characters that can.
Yes, if anyone has a very quick horizontal approach, as well as so many different mix-ups we can do with floats and you know, moving up and down. Everything Peach has to offer can definitely come into a bit more useful up against the Snake matchup. But again, I can still see the struggle, right? Especially if we're going to see Hurt playing the same way, where it feels like, yeah, it's a lot of horizontal, just throwing the grenades, but at every angle, reacting to every jump, catching everything. It feels like you just can't find a way in. And that was against a character like Pac-Man, right? Pac-Man has his own things to kind of create his own wall, some way to approach, right? You have Galaxian, you have your Hydrant, you have other neutral B opportunities, as well as things like side B armor, using the Hydrant to kind of push the water and things like that. So Pac-Man already struggled enough as he did up against Hertz Snake. I can definitely see a potential for problems here with the Daisy, but as you said, right, relatively evenly matched across the board. We're just going to have to wait and see.
I mean, again, you know, you think about the best part of Snake's gameplay is his ability to control the stage, right? To have a projectile here, a projectile there, and, you know, being able to stop somebody cold before they can even put themselves in the position they want to be. But Peach can not only put herself in the exact spot on the screen that she wants to be better than any other character, but because of her access to float, she also has more places on screen that she can be for an extended period of time than other characters can.
Absolutely. Her mix-up game is ridiculous. Allowing Float to just let her drift back these aerials, let her be a lot safer, not having to commit to so many things. It makes the up-close game probably a lot more of a struggle here for Hurt. But again, if you're in disadvantage, when you're Snake, what are you going to do? You're going to pop grenades, right? And we're going to try to reset to neutral. So if Umeki can't find a way to get in and kind of stay in to confirm this damage output and keep that advantage state in your favor and just getting popped by grenades, resetting the neutral every time, and having to fight the uphill battle of the just rainfall of grenades, it could be a problem. It could be a problem. So I'm really excited to see where Umeki's advantage state and pressure game is, because that's what this all boils down to. Because, of course, we know there's going to be a natural struggle of finding your way in. It's what do you do when you're in that's going to define what this matchup is going to be.
Yeah, Umeki is all about building up that damage. Taking the stock might be an issue, but that's just part of playing the Peach. That's part of the package. It's sometimes an uphill battle, but let's see who reaches the top of that hill first. Game one between Hurt and Umeki getting kicked off right now. It's going to be small battlefield for game one, so this is going to be all about, like we were talking about earlier, from Umeki's side of things, positioning yourself exactly where you want to be with a smaller stage. And for Hurt, it's going to be about definitely just wrangling that stage control as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we're trying to get a dash attack here to push Umeki off the stage. But Umeki didn't have too much of a struggle dealing with the mid-range items. We actually saw the game opening with an early turnip throw. There's the grenade pop into Nair, though, for her to even things out. Up smash for the ledge trap as well as these grenades. Catches the roll-in with an up tilt. We see Umeki return to center stage.
Both of these players have such great advantage state, especially, the punish game that they have at those mid to high percents is so solid. And Hurt, once you're into any of his kill percents, he is immediately putting a way to take your stock to the front of his mental stack. And if you give him that moment, that reaction time is snap quick.
That's right. Also doesn't help that, Peach Daisy are a little bit on the lighter side of things, too. So that up tilt's going to start coming into effect a lot sooner. Oh, great catch on the up air, though, not letting Hurt land. Picking up this next stock. 43.9% deficit, but we got a Stitch face out.
Yes, we do have a Stitch indeed. And we can see the damage before. If you've seen any of Umeki's sets this entire weekend, the amount of damage that he can do with a regular turnip. So you throw a Stitch face, you throw Kurt Angle into the mix, and your chances of winning drastic go down.
2 throws, and we already got Hurt over to 80%. Oh my goodness. Umeki evening it up with great item usage, having the Stitch face out, but that up tilt looking mighty dangerous here for Umeki. I don't think Umeki can take another one. So really got to be careful. Trying to control the center stage. We have another tournament out, trying to box up close to the down tilt.
I'm a really big fan of Hurt leveraging that up tilt early, even when it didn't KO right there, putting, again, to the forefront of Umeki's mind right now that you're not allowed to use float as much as you think you can. And that Nikita takes a sharp U-turn directly into Umeki's back. He thought it was gone, but Hurt kept that pressure going and does take the lead once again.
Now Umeki's going to kind of struggle to take up this next stock. As we said, right, some issues with killing. We did see the up air to Shark off the top. Great back air here, throws out an item, not able to snipe the up B to try to catch the landing. Amazing air dash here from Hurt. Gets the down tilt scoop too, pops the C4 on platform in case Umeki jumps up. But no, Hurt stays alive.
And I see Umeki committing to these, go for KOs, right? Not even juggling anymore, but just really trying to get that KO as quickly as possible. And unfortunately, it has led to a ton of damage, sitting at 73 now, and all of that was preempted by Umeki overextending. That hit is no exception, and now is sitting at game point. The back air barely not able to take that stock out just yet.
Yeah, honestly, Hurt is not going to mind getting hit by his own grenades at this percent. Dash attack at ledge, still not killing. Finally, the Nikita to catch the jump, and Hurt takes it with 2 stocks, 170% over Umeki.
We've already seen it in the Pac-Man set, right? But the ability of Hurt to just deny you of all of the options that you want to be central to your game plan. We talked about him being preventative, right? But just to be able to stave off whatever it is that you try to get your game plan going, he's focused on slowing you down and then being faster than you at that point. The whole, you don't need to outrun the bear, you just need to outrun the other guy with you. That's the kind of gameplay that Hurt has.
Oh my goodness. And it's been putting in mad work at the moment. These two are going to be going through stages yet again to decide it. Oh man, Umeki definitely, I like some of the answers Umeki had off stage occasionally, right? We're seeing like side B to beat out Nikita, trying to get some float back, but it seems like Hurt is completely unfazed, right? If anything, Peach and Daisy have so many options to recover back to stage in so many different ways. Active hitbox on the up B, float to just drift back horizontally, right? But it's like, it's not even a problem for her. We saw the perfect U-turn on that Nikita completely eliminate that Umeki stock on the other side of the stage. And after that, we saw a little bit of greed, right? As you said, we started to see Umeki try to just commit to taking these stocks, and no pain points at all for her. Perfectly fine with it. Keeping the grenades on deck, because you know what? At that point, you're getting 150, 160%. You get popped by your own grenade. You're sent up top, and almost every single time Hurt wants to make it back to stage, Umeki just can't secure that kill. We saw it once, and only once. And after that, Hurt's been fine.
Yeah. We already got a good taste of it in that set against T. We're getting to see it again here against Umeki, but Hurt has a game plan that is just really centered on being able to outpace you, and so far has been doing that excellently against Umeki. Now, we did see Umeki make a couple of big mistakes trying to overextend in the advantage, and I think without that, that game definitely would have ended a lot closer. So I want to see what happens if Umeki can commit to being a little bit more patient, you know, saying, I'm going to trust that I'm going to be able to build up that damage on the ground, but on these juggles, I need to be a lot more careful about if I'm letting Snake land and suddenly get an advantage on reversal.
Yeah, but it's such a double-edged sword, too, because trying to remain patient against a character like Snake allows you to get chipped out. I think we've been seeing a little bit more of a safer game here from Umeki all throughout so far on FD, and it's just kind of seeming like it's going to go in that direction, too. We're just getting spaced out, taking these trades, but after these trades, there's also going to be more grenades. There's more spacing, more things you have to fight through, and now it starts to add up.
I'm also I want to point out something that Hurt did there earlier. He was able to do a bunch of shield damage to Umeki, saw that the feet were exposed, right, that bottom half of the character, and thought, you know, I've been putting on that pressure with these low moves. Umeki's probably going to jump, and hey, called out another Umeki jump. You talked about it in that game one. That up tilt is going to be a heck of a problem for Umeki to solve.
Yes, it will. After the Hellfire, that is these raining grenades, you look for a moment of respite. You try to find that jump-in opportunity, and the perfect anti-air is served up right to your face to take this next stock, as Hurt has almost looped Umeki in percent at this point, approaching with the downer, trying to poke with these down tilts. The shield is almost broken too.
Literally just going for those shield pokes and saying, okay, I mean, last time your shield got to this point, you jumped and got punished for it, so now I'm going to try to stay a step ahead of you and predict that you're going to try to find a way to get out of it on the ground, and that means that I'm going to be able to throw out a hitbox no problem.
We do see a random Nikita on a jump in there from Hurt, getting punished from Umeki, and Umeki also whiffing a counter. No punish there from Hurt in response, but again, finds one side B and still trades with the grenade. Classic Snake disadvantage state. Umeki not able to solidly find a way in. Landing is also caught by dash attack. Will this Nikita hit?
Yeah, a little bit. It does. It hovers right up there. Love the use of the side B. I would call it Peach Bomber, but that's Daisy, and I don't know what hers is called. But whatever it is, Umeki uses it to deactivate that. Nikita does land that aerial to send hurtling into the blast zone. But Umeki, sitting at 158%, is going to need one of those miraculous combos I know he has up his sleeves.
Looking mighty delicious in up tilt range right now, or in down throw range, just to confirm his stock so far. Living and pushing Hurt to 33%, but I don't know how much longer Umeki can keep this up, trying to use a turnip to open up an approach. Still has to deal with the grenades, but I like the idea of trying to use a wall of your own to create some opportunity.
Umeki, honestly, not even going too aggressive to try to create some opportunity. Says, I'm already at 182. If the grenade takes me out eventually, so be it. But willing to just play this chip away game and get some extra credit ready for that final stock where he now sits, because he has confirms for days. Not able to find one into the forward air, wouldn't have taken the stock regardless. But with Hurt now sitting at 134, one more solid connection can put us to an even game going into the last stock.
Yes, the turnip game is so much more present here for Umeki that suddenly makes this whole grenade war feel a lot more doable. We're going to see the grenade pop here on Hurt. Umeki trying to shark from underneath if he can. Oh no! Hurt overextended too far off stage, upbeat a little too late, and wasn't able to pop himself back up to save. And we're now right back to even here, low percent, final stock.
And that could prove to be a fatal mistake, because Umeki immediately showing off those combos. They don't get to go as far against Snake as they do against some other characters because of that frame one grenade pull. But the fact that he's able to take it to 55% immediately means that even after taking a little bit of a walloping like that, does stay even with Hurt. The question now is, how are you getting back to the stage? And a couple of errors in managing those explosives has put Hurt in the blast zone at the end of the tumult. and that is going to be a victory for Umeki, putting us at 1-1.
Again, catching those aerial trajectories, catching those jumps with the rising fair, so deadly, so powerful, and was able to take up that next game after feeling like Umeki was still on the back foot for so long. That final momentum shift there, possibly a mistake on Hurt's part as well, really turned things around to make it seem very even, where we saw a strong early combo on that last stock, 50-ish%, but then we started to see Hurt bring it all the way back, but one final call out for Umeki will tie it up here 1-1 in this top 8 qualifier.
I want to see how Hurt bounces back from this, because I really haven't seen him on the back foot when it comes to the mental game yet. So far, he's really just been able to govern that whole side of things, really hasn't been knocked off his feet, but this is the first time I think that I'm getting to see him play a little bit unsteady. We see a couple of input errors, and we see him get punished hard for it, enough in fact for Umeki to take that game, and it just goes to show how small that margin of error is, how tight you need to play. So far, Hurt has been doing that, but we got to see if he can recover.
That's right. I think Umeki kind of unlocking the usability of the turnip, using turnip a lot more actively, is not too different from T opening up with the Galaxian in T's second game, where it's just more about having your own projectile presence, even if it's as simple as forcing Hurt to jump it. Right? If Hurt is already throwing out grenades, has the grenade pop, and he has to respond to your turnip, that is something. That creates some opportunity, a little more time for you to jump in without having the fear of getting up tilted. Right? Because now Hurt's in the air, right? Hurt's responding in some different way. So this approach could definitely prove to be even more fruitful coming into this third game here for Umeki, and this is where it's Hurt's time to adapt to it. We've seen Hurt adapt to the Galaxian, right? And if anything, I want to say Galaxian is more potent in this particular regard than a turnip is. But it's not just what you have, it's also how you use it, and I believe Umeki definitely has some tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, I mean, especially after we saw that game, too. I mean, you know, going into the second stock where they were both at 2 stocks, you know, Umeki was down 158% or so against a Snake, right? You would expect Hurt to be able to take that one, but Umeki kind of pulled off a heist there at the end of it. Sends us to game 3 with things evened up, so we're going to see who can get that counter pick advantage and who is going to lack that ability going into the later parts of the set. It's Battlefield for game 3, so if Hurt's game plan already looked like it was I'm taking control of stage and I'm limiting the places where you can move to, it's about to be doubled here.
True, but I don't think Umeki is going to struggle too badly on Battlefield either. The combo potentials and routes that might be opened up despite the grenade's existence could still be something that Umeki can use. But right now, I don't even think it's been much of a stage thing. Fundamentally, Umeki has been outplaying Hurt so hard on this first stock, not taking any of the grenades or the C4s, finally having to hold a dash attack, but almost 100% of a lead right now.
Love that call out right there from Hurt, though, with the grenades over on the side of the stage. Knew that Umeki didn't have shield and called him out for rolling, but Umeki staying aggressive, has not been letting Hurt get away with these high recoveries, and he is once again able to take that first stock. So now totally able to control the pace of the game. We're going to see if Umeki can just turn up the heat or if he's going to try to, you know, again, twist the arm on Hurt a little bit more.
That's right. I like how Umeki's playing a little bit right outside of that close range, right outside of these grenade pops, and use that maneuverability to not take as much chip damage and especially focus more on these damage confirms when you can get them. And I love that it's giving way less opportunity for Hurt to breathe, and this is opening up so much for Umeki right now. That forward air could have been it.
I mean, night and day difference on the way he's approaching those juggles, too, because we saw in that game 1, Umeki, I mean, really took himself out of the game by being way too aggressive with those juggles, but now realizing, hey, I can wait for Hurt to do something. If I don't chase him up, no big deal. We reset to neutral at worst. And at best, right, he makes a mistake on landing, and I can get a stock off of it. But this is the part where you can be aggressive. Snake trying to just make some space and stuck on the ground. You can chase him down, and that is exactly what Umeki is doing right now. He is filling the bill.
I can completely see the difference of what distance Umeki chooses to reset to neutral on. The C4 pop from Hurt will do it, but this is an entire stock lead for Umeki right now. And the fact that Umeki is willing to drop pressure a little bit just to see some sort of response from Hurt actually is psyching Hurt out a little bit too much, where it doesn't feel like he has the opportunity to really throw any significant options. We start to see whiffed up tilts. We start to see grenade pops that aren't resulting in anything anymore. And that's where Umeki is really starting to bring things and shine.
We'll see him try to get some pressure started with that downer on shield. Not really able to get any big pressure off of it, but does prevent Hurt from getting that big conversion of his own. He is looking for it. Great reaction on that tech chase. In comes the Nikita and directly into Daisy. You're not going to be able to challenge it with that side special, so we will go to last stock.
Yeah, interesting interaction because we have seen Umeki challenge the Nikita with the side special most of the time and have it work. I'm not sure if the hitbox came out on time.
I think it comes down to where the Nikita is facing. If it's angled down even a little bit, I believe you can side special that. If any of you are more experienced in this matchup, please correct me in the Twitch chat.
100%,
tell me exactly
100%.
what it is. But that is, I believe, why that happened. Nonetheless, it has brought Umeki down to the last stock, but Hurt is almost out of this game. Umeki with the Saturn in hand is looking for a way to end it.
Yeah, we could be potentially get a shield break here, but we're going to see the grenade pop, and again, Hurt's right off the top of the stage. Find an easy way to land here on Battlefield. We're going to get a dash throw on the Mr. Saturn into the dash attack for Umeki to take this second game. Hurt was bringing it back, though, pushing Umeki all the way to about 40%. Maybe are we close to 50 here, just a couple more interactions, but no, Umeki was not going to let Hurt run away with it and closes out the third game.
Umeki has done such a great job of just unraveling every single last detail of Hurt's game plan. Able to just, I think really what we have seen people struggle to do against Hurt so far is avoid taking damage. That old Isaiah adage of don't get hit.
Right.
That's how you win games, right? People have really been struggling against that. People struggle against Snake in that particular zone, is that he is built around just throwing damage at you, doesn't necessarily take a confirm, but then the stray hits can finish it. But I think Umeki has been so mindful of how Hurt is trying to build up that damage, weaving through that hail of projectiles, and eventually able to take stocks of his own.
Yeah, it's that awkward reset to neutral distance that just opts for Hurt to want to press something. Most people will usually fall for it. Most people want to stay up in there and be like, I can do a little bit more before the grenade's going to pop. I can do something before Hurt resets to advantage. But no, Umeki keeps that drift, keeps that pressure ongoing. Currently we see Hurt standing up, though.
Yeah, Umeki and Hurt both taking a second to cool their heels and then getting right back into things. I think getting a rule set clarification on the one ban full DSR, can't choose a stage that you have already won on to go back to, which I believe Hurt was maybe thinking about. So instead finding perhaps a different venue, or if Umeki is just saying, hey, am I allowed to just let him go back there?
Yeah.
Either way, the stage choice is going to be the next idea. And given that, it looks like Hurt's like looking back at the stage list, so maybe just trying to decide exactly where to take this next game, because got to turn it around now. It's now or never. You're either making top 8 or you're out of the tournament.
Right, and you think, right, Battlefield being Hurt's counterpick, we're going to see it picked yet again since it is on the table. Hurt has not been able to win on the stage just yet. I don't think Umeki was phased by Battlefield at all. Sure, sometimes in these high percent situations when, we can see Snake at 150, 160% getting popped by his own grenade, super high, makes it very easy for him to recover without you being able to shark him properly. Sure, that specific interaction does exist. We have seen that. Maybe a little bit of a problem for Umeki, but not much. And everything else Umeki has been able to utilize super perfectly well. That the rest of the platforms really have not been an issue as we're starting off here on this fourth game, drifting away from the C4.
I think what it really comes down to is that Umeki has found a great way to readjust his game plan, right? He's found a way to revise things to where on Battlefield, normally Hurt is the one that's going to be just dominating these platforms, tossing out grenades left and right. How do you get in? But Umeki has decided, hey, things don't have to be that way. In fact, I found a way to prevent Hurt from doing exactly that, and the pan takes him off the top. I didn't realize I was playing Team Fortress 2 right now.
We had the Mr. Saturn into the pan slap to kill off the top without a kill spark, too. I have no idea what Hurt was expecting, but I genuinely did not know what was going to happen.
That was a random crit if I've ever seen one. That was just out of no, huh?
Yeah, wait, who put Hero in this match? What's going on? Hey, yo, and we still have Mr. Saturn on deck, by the way. The implicit shield pressure is suffocating here.
And again, if you go back to that last set that we watched, we talked about how Hurt specifically used his shield really well. Not an option when Mr. Saturn is in play, but finally, as things slowed down to a crawl with the Saturn in hand, Saturn is gone, so now Umeki will probably try to instead build up some damage. There is that Peach Bomber. Now, that was flying straight ahead, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Might just be a hitbox thing, not entirely sure. Okay, getting picked up here off the ledge. We have double, triple up smashes as a ledge guard here, trying to potentially catch a jump or a roll with that up tilt. We know Hurt is trigger happy on that up tilt right now. We have Nikita's coming out as well. Turnip is still here, trying to create a wall for Umeki, was able to air dodge past the forward tilt.
Yeah, risky air dodge right there, but I think that you had to choose that, right? That's a call out on which part of that 50-50 Hurt's going to go for. Is it going to be a hitbox, or is he going to wait for you? And Umeki right now going to have to do a little waiting as Hurt goes all the way up into that magnifying glass. Forward tilt, not enough cross stage, so back comes Mama Nikita.
That's right. Nice instant rise in the air dodge because Nikita was falling. Did get caught by the dash attack. We're seeing a silver interaction, but still finally able to up B past the Nikita. Rolls away from the dash attack. 181% on a character as light as Daisy is one tap and you're dead. But we know Umeki is resilient, trying to stay alive. Use those turnips, a bit more chip, and keep it going.
Downer is finally going to take it, but man, what a clinic Umeki put on defensively right there. His spacing was beautiful. Goes back to what we talked about, what Daisy can do that other characters just can't, and that's go anywhere on screen if she wants to. I mean, being able to take Snake all the way to 104 in that second stock, given the position, is impressive. But overextending with that up air, detonates the grenade, didn't realize Hurt had one in hand, so now things start to get a little bit dicey. And at 135, one more hit from Umeki, and it will be that nair to bring this to last stock, potentially Hurt's final stock of the tournament.
Yeah, catch the drift, get an early kill. This very fundamental mix-up that Peach Daisy has, which is kind of jump up into short hop distance, float forward, use down air, has been causing so much trouble for her right now. Finally, was able to punish it with a rising back air, but most of the time we're able to see the down air come out and just drift away back to reset and safety. And again, it's a little bit awkward, enough space here for Umeki to come right back in, trying to shark out, maybe with some up airs. Has to with these grenades, does have turnip out. How can Umeki find a way in to secure so much more damage and potentially close this game out?
Well, he's first of all looking to see if Hurt will give him an avenue in, overcommit to something like an approach. But, of course, we've seen him play enough matches already. That is unlikely to happen. Umeki will now have to contest with the Nikita. Does successfully find his way back against two of the dang things. Will take another trip off stage, but this should be an easy as pie recovery. This now, though, is a place where Hurt has really started struggling against Umeki. The ledge trapping has not been up to snuff. Umeki has gotten off the ledge with ease, and yes, Peach has a lot of options, but Snake has a lot of ways to cover multiple options at the ledge, but just has not been able to scramble with Umeki in these situations, and that's why things have turned on a dime from that game one.
Yeah, the roll high got covered up with the backer, looking for another way to get a rising nair this time to push Umeki away. The 360 on the Nikita will take you coast to coast as Umeki will go down, but the downer into fair. No, the grenade is going to save Hurt, and he's still alive. Umeki looking for a sharking situation. Can he finish it?
Oh, he caught the grenade. I don't think he wanted to. It's set up for damage for Hurt. Finally picks up that ledge trap. Couldn't delay the jabs long enough to lead into a grenade, but it's right back to the corner for you. 65%. And Hurt, again, we have not seen him sell out for those big conversions, but if he's able to find one, Snake is a character that can absolutely blow you up without a second thought.
Yeah, again, challenging Nikita with the side B after getting hit off stage with the 4-1-2 air dodges back. The dash attack does not get punished. We get a rising back air, instead runs up, popped by your own grenade. Umeki looking for the up air potentially again. Oh, the back air into grenade. Still keeping alive. C4 is going to pop. Back airs are still not connecting. Umeki finally lands potentially the last hit. There it is with the forward air. There's the pop off, and Umeki takes it over Hurt. 3-1 for top 8 here at Port Priority 8.
Big fist bump from Umebura's TO. This tournament organizer is in top 8, beating some of the absolute best players in the world, and a down-to-the-wire set against Hurt. He's able to take it. I mean, just beautifully adapted game plans over the course of that set. Saw what Hurt was selling, didn't like it, proposed a new business idea, and he's the one that's walking out of the Shark Tank with the money.
Absolutely, absolutely. The active adaptations that were so clearly visible to everyone, that's how you know, right? This is the right decision that Umeki had to make. I need to use Turnip more to let me get in. I need to use Downer to bait more reactions here. I need to create this awkward space where Hurt cannot respond. I need to play aggressively, but I still need to keep that distance so I'm not getting popped by grenades all the time. And all these adaptations added up and amounted to a fantastic set where Umeki was able to clutch it out. Although, I gotta say, signs of life from Hurt there at the end for sure. It was becoming a last hit, last stock type situation. We could have been seeing a Game 5 easily, right? It was just a couple of more hits away. All of that rage was adding up. One more hit, you're an up tilt percent at that point. One up tilt, you can get hit by that pretty much any time at that point. So the fact the set was this close, despite how many changes Umeki had to adapt to get that close, and Hurt still being in the whole thing. What a set.
What a set indeed. But Umeki is going to be, I believe, the second player punching his ticket into top 8. The first one from the loser side. We are now waiting on the results of a couple of matches. I think maybe the Sonics Cola set may have
Yes,
finished.
I believe that has closed out. Let's
that
take
one
a quick look.
should have its result as far as our next top 8 competitor. Pull up that bracket. Tell me what you got, Combo.
I got you. Don't even worry. Sonics took it over Cola 3-1 as our next contestant here in top 8. Currently, we got Mia and Light, I want to say.
Yes,
I think I should be
indeed.
right. Yeah, looks like that's going good. Let's look at the loser side. Pocket does take it over Lima 3-2.
Wow.
A Game 5 here on EE's stream. Oh, my goodness. And now we just finished up over here with Umeki and Hurt, and we're waiting on the other 2 winners side matches to finish up, and then we're going to have both of our loser side, and that's going to be all of our top 8 finished out.
Yeah, and that's not the whole tournament because, again, you got a whole top 8 ahead of you, and that's to decide who stands atop just a pile of bodies that you have to climb to get there. I mean, that is what the competition comes down to. You have got basically every good player in the world. I know that not everybody's able to make it out all the time, but when it comes to that top-level talent, everybody knew that Port was not a tournament that they could afford to miss out on, and that means that quite a few of them are going to fall along the way, and top 8 is going to be one of those places where you just don't want to miss a beat.
You literally cannot fit in. I saw a tweet earlier, I want to say last night, earlier today, that every top 32 match starting from round 1 could have been a grand finals of a tournament.
Pretty much.
Like, that is how insanely stacked this tournament is, right? One of the most stacked tournaments in Ultimate history for a reason. Everyone who could make it tried to make it out here and tried to make a name for themselves. There are just too many good players, not enough spots in top 8. That's just how it goes.
I mean, for God's sakes, Shattuck versus Light was a top 32 qualifier. That was to make it into top 32, and that was like close to grand finals just a couple of weekends ago. But yeah, guys, since we are waiting on a couple of matches, we are going to go to a break. We are going to be waiting on the Mia versus Light set to finish up, and then we will have that rolling into fight Tweak, the loser of that match. So this is a stream that you're going to want to tell people to tune into. Once that match is over, you know to get ready to hop right back in here into BTS Smash.
Oh, never mind. I think we just see it end.
Well, yeah, don't tune out at all then because the set just ended, so it's about to happen here. Now.
We do see Mia take it over Light, so Light's going to be coming down here for loser side top 8 qualifier up against Tweak.
Light
Again, a
versus
grand
Tweak.
finals.
Light versus Tweak to make it into top 8. That's how stacked this tournament is.
It sounds unreal. It sounds like some Bizarro world.
But you best believe it, it's happening.
This is absolutely happening. So keep your eyes peeled here. We're going to try to assemble our players as fast as possible. Oh my goodness. I can't even believe it. I genuinely cannot believe it.
This is going to be such a good set, man. I am so excited. Anytime you get to watch Light is a treat. Anytime you get to watch Tweak is a treat. But right now, these two players, I think you're looking at two people battling to determine who the best player in America is.
Right now, yeah.
I really think that might be what this match is.
You know, I was about to be like, oh, you know, I can't really say it's an NA team kill because, like, this is an NA major. It's like, you got to expect NA players. But genuinely, the amount of international talent we have coming from all over the world, like, this is in its class of its own. It's a true and proper international event. France, Germany, Spain, Japan, Canada, U.S., Mexico, and many other countries are all here to represent their best players forward. It's like this is an international case, right? In top 8, when you're fighting for those limited spots, I want to call this an NA team kill, right? They're playing for top 8 spot, 2 of North America's best players, 2 of the United States' best players playing up here. And what do these guys have to walk away at 9th place?
It's brutal.
It's unbelievable.
It's brutal that one of Tweak or Light is getting 9th place. But, I mean, these two have a rivalry like no other, right? Like, they're just about in the same part of the country. They're only separated by, okay, I say that as a Texan, right? You know, I know that there's a difference between Ohio and, I mean, come on, that's like my drive down to Houston. Yeah. So, you know, like I can't get out of the state with that drive, I'll be honest. But, I mean, these two have played, I mean, it's not a countless amount of sets. It's quite literally quantifiable, but, I mean, come on, man. And especially the amount of times they played offline or off stream, outside of a bracket, right? I mean, these two guys are just, it's an eternal rivalry, and it's one of the ones that you're going to think about that defines the game whenever Smash Ultimate is over with.
Right, especially here in our North American scene. But really, both these players are world-class players, and that's why they're here playing on a world-class stage, fighting for their spot here in Top 8 at Port Priority 8 here in Seattle, Washington. Thank you all so much for joining us here as you're about to witness one of the greatest sets in Ultimate history.
I hope so, and I would honestly believe it, because I can't think of too many sets these two have played where I kind of walked away going, I think most of the time when these two play, I walk away from it going, damn, that was a good set.
What?
It is about to be intense, man. I mean,
and we're here for it.
What,
We're
I mean, what?
here for it.
At this point, it's one of those, what else can you say about these two that hasn't been said already? But, man, I mean, at that, we're here at Port Priority 8, like you mentioned. World Cup, as they call it. Port
That's
Priority
right.
8, the World Cup, like you mentioned.
Fitting title.
Teams, people coming from all around the world to support their own teams. And, yeah, you're showing me that right now. I said that these two were pretty back and forth in terms of their history. As it turns out, lifetime over this game, dead even.
Yeah,
9-9.
18 sets played, 9-9, 50% win rate between both of these two. It couldn't get any more poetic here, right?
Did you see who won the last set that they played? Because I feel like I should know that off the top of my head. Because I feel like they played not that long ago. But
take a look. Yeah, 2 months ago at Terra, it was a Tweak 3-2.
A Tweak 3-2. And
in winter semis.
Neither of those two on home turf. They are both a long way from home now. But
Yep.
let's get it going. Tweak is starting it off with the Sephiroth.
Let's do it. The one-winged angel steps up to the plate here, up against Fox McCloud, starting off here on PS2. Where they getting, okay, nice parry here on the forward air. Look at the shield pressure here from Light already. Gets the Nair in, tries to run away. Sephiroth, not a fan of boxing up close. Definitely not. Wants to play that range game. And Light absolutely fighting for a way to get in your face. So honestly, a lot of these buttons that we're going to see Light pressing up in Sephiroth's face is something he can kind of get away with on this character compared to others.
Well, that's usually where Light is playing at his best. I mean, he has got the right tool for the job in terms of matching his playstyle, because he is at his best when he is moving and he is going towards you and he is forcing you to pick an option, and he is choosing how many of them to cover. Down smash not going to pop that shield, but Light, it's all about getting back down to the ground when Tweak gets that hit and firing back at him as soon as possible. Love that up air from Tweak, though, even keeps it going after.
Yeah, we have Wing activated here. Finally gets a throw up there for some damage. How are we going to Shark and stop this recovery? Octo Slash back to the ledge. Try to challenge with the fair from the recovery. Still stuck at ledge. Gets shield poke with the back air. Not enough to take it just yet, though, but Light keep pushing this advantage. Finally fighting his way out with the forward air.
Let's see if he can maintain stage control or if he's just going to move
back
Tweak
to
all the way to the corner, and it is a ha to take that first stock.
An early down smash and start off the second stock here too with the dash attack up tilt. And again, catching us there, pushing Tweak again right back to the ledge. Even despite the 100% difference, finally Tweak gets a throw. Something to say in the middle of this conversation. Throws him out back. We get a rising fair here from Light, and Light keeps up the pressure.
And quite a few uses of that up B from Tweak, not even the Octo Slash, just a way to either try to open up Light or to just escape that pressure. You mentioned it, Sephiroth doesn't like boxing. A lot of the times when he gets hit, he tries to just get out of the way, but in that case, he knew that Light was going to chase that double jump. They both knew, like, I know that you know that I know, and that if you're going to chase me up here, I'm at least going to throw out that hitbox and punish you for even thinking that you could continue that pressure.
Yeah, and I don't think Light was ready for it at all. There's no kill spark. The DI could have just been a little funky there, killing off the top. Nonetheless, though, Light still has a 30% lead to work with, but Tweak's been putting in work already to bring a Light up this far.
Now, 56% is right about where you need to be to start just reliably getting Fox off stage. You're not really looking to kill combo him from somewhere in the middle of the stage. No, you're looking to get Fox off the stage, into the corner, force him to fight back and get near you while you throw out that correct answer to his pressure. Tweak right now trying to stick to that game plan. Got Light at 87%, and there is that pressure covering all of those short hops.
Yes, amazing whiff punish there on the forward tilt. Sephiroth we saw returning to the more standard spacing game of back airs and forward tilts on the ground, but Light's movement was impeccable. Whiff punishing a move like Sephiroth forward tilt is something only a player like Light could do.
And I think he really only missed out on that because of a misinput. That forward air likely supposed to be a nair that at this percent against Sephiroth may not have set up for a tech chase, but at least would have let him continue some pressure. But Sephiroth so dang tall. That back air is going to shield poke. That is going to give Light a small but existent lead.
Yeah, it's not too late for Tweak to turn this around again. Nice back air here to push Light over to the ledge. What's this out could be again spacing here with back airs and forward tilts. Light is no stranger to a game plan like this. Finds his way quickly underneath here and now pushes Tweak right back to disadvantage.
Here we go, though. Back throw going to put Light in a compromising position. It will be the up B to ledge. Tweak covers with the down tilt, but that is not going to be enough to take the stock. Everybody knows that Tweak just wants that situation reset so he can continue that corner pressure. Exactly what he's trying to do, but there's Light with movement alone able to reverse the situation. Now gets a ledge trap of his own.
Yes, gets a nice jab combo here too. Again, keeping Tweak at the ledge seemingly permanently. I don't even know how much of this game has been played with Light in advantage at ledge over Tweak. It seems like Tweak's really struggling, pushing himself back to the corner despite having stage control over to Light here. Again, a rising fair, activating wing. Tweak is struggling to make a mark.
And I love the way that Light's playing, too. He is not trying to be like, I'm at 172, so I can just take weird risks. No, he's trying to get the absolute most out of the stock, and it's only until that forward air off ledge on the sweet spot can send Light all the way across Pokemon Stadium, too. It's a long distance to travel, but that long flight brings Tweak to an SD at the end of it all.
No way. I see him smiling, laughing, just kind of pressing buttons on his controller real quick. I don't know. I have no idea what just happened. It just fast fell past ledge. I mean, it happens, I guess. You know, it happens to the best of us sometimes. Nerves, imports, I don't know.
I'm going to ask you a question only because I know that much of the chat likely has been inundated by question marks by this point. How do you pronounce a question mark in your head?
How do I pronounce
If you read a bunch of consecutive question marks in Twitch chat, personally I hear a, huh?
I go like a, huh?
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 Because that was both of our reactions there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was just like a, what?
What? What?
Huh?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Maybe Tweak just fast fell past ledge and died here on last stock.
And
we're going to see the Diddy swap. Yep. Tweak's been running the Diddy quite a bit. I appreciate the Sephiroth coming out, but just Sephiroth, the inability to box up close and the lightning fast speed that Light has on the ground just to shark Sephiroth at every opportunity. We saw Tweak get pushed to ledge so many times. I respect the Diddy push.
Really, most of the time, it seemed like Tweak was getting good situations off of reversals. It was off of Light kind of making a mistake or, in general, Tweak having to be in a bad position in the first place. Now with Diddy Kong, he should hopefully be able to, one, escape those situations a whole lot easier, and second of all, with that banana in hand, should be able to lock down some of Light's movement because it is just one of the best tools at stopping somebody from just really bowling you over the way that Light does.
But right now, Light's still keeping up pretty much the identical game plan. Get right up in your face, pressure, till there's no other way for you to go anywhere, and then Tweak just has to respond at all. Of course, we do have Diddy trying to break things with side B and with Banana. We have a bit of reversal here. Gets a Banana back for trying to push for a ledge opportunity. But, ooh, this could be big.
That was spicy. Honestly, it didn't even lead to all that much, but, man, Tweak definitely showing off some nice combos, and I love the double use of that monkey flip there as well, keeping Light in, again.
That's the bait! Stuffing your approach with the down tilt, immediately getting the up smash conversion. Tweak was able to turn things around really, really nice. It was just two advantage things that pushed it right back to even, and utilizing that rage just a little bit to help secure that up smash kill.
Really shows that tenacity as well, because, man, Light brought him up to not a percent not too dissimilar to the one you see Tweak at now when Tweak got that KO, and here comes the big damage, 77%.
He keeps it going, too. Tries to get the downer potentially through ledge. Still keeping Light at the ledge. Finally, Light's able to walk up, push through, control some center stage, get the drag down, reset with the jab, finish off with the forward smash. But still, 85% is nothing to scoff at.
Easy peasy for Light to take that stock, but getting into this game, definitely a much larger task. Even though he's been able to build up that damage very effectively, Tweak has not stayed in the vortex. He has not been giving Light easy opportunities, and man, on the other end of things, when Tweak is in the advantage, he has been converting like no other. This Diddy is warmed up and ready.
Right, finally, Tweak's able to wake up a little bit, shake off that Sephiroth rust, let the first stock rock as it did, but once Tweak was able to build that advantage, he kept it going. But right now, Light's like, no, 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 not gonna let you run with any sort of lead. No chip damage just yet. Light looking to take this stock really quick. We are approaching up smash kill percent.
So that monkey flip to push him into the corner. Tweak, again, much like you saw Light in that first game, right? I'm not just going to try to stay alive with this 100%, and I'm not going to try to take too many risks. I am going to try to play this just the way that you would. I'm not going to change it up just because it's on the last stock, and it is working out wonders. He has been stuffing out these approaches from Light, but Light breaks through that defense and brings us to last stock.
Drop through that platform, drill down with down air, and finish it off with an up smash. Only 50% behind here. A really solid advantage state like what we're seeing right here. Effectively evens it out. Great bait with the bandit, throw it back. Still get a dash attack punish. Jab combo closes this one out.
Here we go, Tweak just rolling back to center stage. He knows that the #1 place you don't want to be is at the ledge against Light. That is one of the places that has led to many a demise through this bracket already. But here he comes once again, pushing the Diddy into the corner. Light was behind, remember, quite a bit in this game, but he has brought it all the way back, and it's up to him to find that one confirm to finish it.
Yeah, looking for his down tilts, the scoop, catches the jump with the back air, and it will do it. Light is up 2-0 over Tweak right now.
If you had asked me in the moment that kill flash came up onto the screen, hey, is that a fake back air kill screen or not? I would have told you that it was fake, and I would have been wrong because Light was able to get that sweet spot and send Tweak into the blast zone to take a 2-0 lead. The Sephiroth and the Diddy both have been shut down, and so we will go back to the big, large man with the big, large sword.
Okay, Tweak is confident in the Sephiroth despite how explosive his vantage states were with Diddy Kong. Decides that, you know what, for this third game, I need to run the Sephiroth. Let's see if it'll pay off in dividends or if this is where Light's going to cement his victory.
Already immediately DIing out, but Tweak had the timing immediately on that recovery back to the ledge. Nonetheless, though, has not been able to rack up the big damage, whereas Light, even off of stray hits, and this has gone for most of this set, has been able to get really meaningful damage just off of anything that he throws out, it seems.
Yeah, and again, we're seeing Tweak push right back to ledge, where Light's trying to cover effectively every option. Finally, a jump back from ledge fair will open up some space here, trying to use some nair to space. We get a dash grab forward throw. Nice down tilt to stuff the recovery here from Light. Trying to push this advantage state, but Light turns it right back around. Oh, and the back air closes the stock.
Tweak taking a big risk right there, trying to call out Light, getting really aggressive for that double jump back air, but unfortunately for him, he guessed wrong. That was one of the moments where Light actually put on the brakes. So Tweak already at 55% after the magnifying glass right there. Light directly to the ledge. We saw this earlier from Tweak, right? Go for the down tilt, just continue the juggle, but closing out the stock, a different story.
Yeah, it's been a struggle to land a super significant hard hit on things like back air or up air, right? We're seeing Light fly to the edges of the screen, but still not able to take a loss just yet. That down smash, despite Light being so far away, immediate punish with the nair up smash and another nair to space it out. This is effectively even with the stock to loop indifference. One kill confirmed from Light will absolutely take it. Oh, the follow-up from Tweak is not enough.
I thought that was so smart too. Like, oh yeah, he's at such high percent, of course just go for the nair. And then it didn't take the stock, and that counter, it does have that hitbox afterwards. Somebody decided that was fair, and Light decided, hey, that up air, not something that I am able to maneuver around. Tweak choosing excellently right there and starting up that damage. 21% though, Light some amazing DI to stay alive.
Air dodges right past that up smash. That was spelling Tweak's death, but the down smash yet again. Not the first time we've seen Tweak commit to a down smash in a little bit of a curious situation and immediately punished right afterwards. The counter coming right back out again, challenging the dare from Light. Get some pushback here from Tweak, but again, stuck at ledge despite being super low percent. Dash attack up tilt, the pressure keeps going on.
I love that Light's not committing to anything too hard at ledge either, because he knows that Sephiroth is sometimes liable to just, again, we talked about it earlier, not great in that boxing game, so he'll want to try to jump away, create some distance, and Light doesn't want to try to overcommit and leave himself open to a counterattack. It's so that he can have these kinds of moments. Tweak barely falling out of that up air, but he's got to turn things around immediately, or Light is imminently heading into top 8.
Immediate, or rather incredible patience there from Light. Oh my goodness, went too deep on the side B though. The illusion is not going to make it a little bit of a pineapple too. But I love that patience right there, that confidence of just waiting to see Tweak roll in, get an immediate up tilt punish, and push advantage state like nobody's business. And now Light looking for this reverse there, up smash to take it over Tweak. 3-0. Light confirms the spot for NA in top 8 here at Port Priority 8.
We're always getting at least one NA in top 8, but it is going to be Light from this particular part of the bracket. Tweak's run will end at 9th. What a run it was, though, because he did have to trudge through a couple of really tough losers bracket sets. At the end of the day, it was Light that shut him down, and it's somebody that he normally is so back and forth against. But, I mean, really, if you look at the way that Light has played this weekend, sometimes he's on and sometimes he's off, but he is most certainly on this weekend, and that means terror for anybody on the loser's side of top 8 going forward.
Again, right, one of the biggest contenders here for the best player in the United States. So if we could have any representative in top 8, Light would be one of them for sure. Super, super happy to see the U.S. is still in it. Let's check out the rest of our top 8 here. Filling things out really quickly. Let's see how bracket's progressing.
I do wonder if I know that Cola versus Mute was happening over on EE's stream. I would assume that might have finished out at this point. We've got the final winners bracket set, if I'm not mistaken, between Ken and
Kananabe.
And Kananabe, that's right. Some more Fox action going up on the main stream.
Two Foxes in top 8. I could see it.
It's possible.
Are we going to see 2 Sonics in top 8? That is also possible.
Yeah.
Both can be possible. Both can be possible.
No matter the case, there is going to be speed. Ground speed specifically.
Let's call a couple more top 8 qualifiers. Mutace takes it over Cola 3-1.
Wow.
So Mutace, another U.S. representative, kind of a Texas rep too at this point, making it to top 8 here at Port Priority 8. Fantastic. We've already seen Umeki take it over Hurt, and we've just seen Light take it over Tweak. All that's left is for Onin Pocket to play against the loser of Ken and Kananabe.
Yeah, and that is going to be a great set. I want to point out, by the way, that Mute is in top 8, and he has been saying all weekend, I can't believe anybody talked me into playing this weekend. I can't believe it. This is miserable. This is the worst I've ever played. And, of course, he makes it into top 8 because he's just so dang good.
Yes, of course, the person being like, man, I'm terrible at this game. Why am I even doing this? I shouldn't even play Smash Ultimate anymore. Makes top 8 at this tournament.
Because I don't even know, like, my hands are hurting, and just, like, I had all these tough matchups. I don't even know if I have any energy left, but, like, I can't believe you talked me into playing this weekend, but that's what's going on in Mute's head. But the thing is that no matter how much you see him, and this goes for almost anybody at the top level that you see voicing their complaints online, what you don't see behind that are the hours that they spend in front of the screen making sure that they are prepared for their next set. I mean, if you have seen Mute this weekend, he is most likely at a setup making sure that every single combo is going to land when he goes for it. And that's why he's in top 8. Even if he doesn't think he's playing good, he is going to try to compensate with that with more effort and also practicing, which is more effort.
Oh, yeah. It is so much. The amount of toll, physical and mental, emotional, it takes on you to be a top-level player it's not for the faint of heart. It really isn't. So a huge, mad respect and shout-outs to everyone playing here today. It's just incredible. More updates here. What we got here from our main stream, though, is that Ken does take it over Kananabe. So we're going to have Kananabe versus Pocket as our last and final top 8 qualifier. Where that's going to be streamed, I do not have any idea.
It will be right here, so that will be the way that we close out our block.
Oh, my goodness. The last top 8 qualifier goes to us here. Oh, my goodness. Kamana, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a fantastic time so far.
Hey.
And I can't wait to ride it out till the end.
Combo, thank you. I cannot believe that, again, like, we're both from Texas, and we somehow haven't had a block up until this point, but it has been incredible. Not only have the matches been great, but, I mean, the energy just between the two of us, but also in the entire venue has been, I mean, it's been electric here this weekend. This is one of the loudest crowds I've ever heard, and I've been to LMBM. I have been to Texas tournaments where Louisiana shows up and RJ is in the front row directly in front of me. And yet, this is probably the loudest crowd I've ever heard in person. These people are passionate as all get out.
Yes, 100%. This type of crowd is some feeling I have not experienced in years. I'm so happy and so honored to be here. Oh my goodness, we're going to have our final 2 contestants. I believe we have Kananabe stepping up to the plate here.
Kananabe and Onin, who we are waiting for.
Now, where is Pockets? We'll be seeing him very soon. In the meantime, make sure you guys take a bit of a water break, grab a snack too. We're in here for our final set right before top 8. But of course, all you guys are going to be watching top 8, like for sure, right? So you got to make sure you're ready. So take a quick bathroom break, grab a snack, do something real quick. You know, these guys are still setting up. They're going to get their stage picked, whatever it is. So if you guys need to take a break real quick, now is the time, because you do not want to miss a beat when we hop into top 8.
I don't want to hear it from anybody on the East Coast. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. I don't want to say you're going to stay up. This is one of the biggest events of the year. You're telling me you don't want to watch it in the moment?
This is history in the making.
I mean, dude, take care of yourself if you have to work on Monday. I mean, like, I really hope that you do take care of yourself. But you should be watching this tournament if you have the ability to, because I know that no matter where I am, if there is a tournament this big going on, I am saying to heck with my work tomorrow. I am going to blast Smash Brothers into my retinas until I can no longer keep my eyelids open.
Yes, feel that adrenaline through your veins as you see history unfolding right before your very eyes, live and in the moment.
I feel like I'm playing Soul Calibur listening to that.
Welcome to the stage of history.
The stage of history. Nightmare's going to walk in, give me your soul.
But that's the level of passion we need. That's what we need to see here. People are putting their lives on the line. People have traveled thousands of miles, put in hundreds of thousands of hours into this. This is it.
I will say people have invested their lives into this game. That goes without a doubt. We're not playing like Yu-Gi-Oh! Nobody's getting sent to the Shadow Realm, right?
All right. I'll reel it back a little bit.
But people are that invested, right? This is people's livelihoods. And to make it to the top of something as competitive as this game, where you have thousands of people dreaming of standing on the podium at the big stage, to be able to make it this far is incredible. But you always want to go a step further. As a competitor, that is your first instinct, is to say, I don't care what happened, I want to go one more step. Even if I'm satisfied with where I'm at, I want one more. And that's what
be better.
both of these players
I will
want.
be better. That is right. All
We got
right,
the crowd
we're seeing the
cheering
crowd
for
get
some of the
hyped.
announcements on the main stream, but of course, that last match is happening right here. It's Onin versus Kaninabe. Pocket, of course, as his tag currently is. We may end up alternating between both of them, but, you know, to clear up any confusion, same player, right?
Yeah.
But it's going to be a heck of a set, because Kaninabe has shown people over in Japan, right? We've watched the VODs, we've watched the streams, we have seen that this is one of the most insane foxes out there.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming from people who watch Light all the time, and they say, oh, yeah, this guy has got the same flavor of sauce that Light does. And Onin, on the other hand, plenty of experience against that character. We're going to see if he will be able to punch his ticket into top 8 as well. Either way, it will be a duplicate in character. We will either be getting a second Steve, or we're getting a second Fox. Honestly, I'm excited either way.
Yeah, no matter what it is, I cannot wait. We're going to have our NA, our U.S. rep, here up against Japan. Let's take a look real quick at our makeup of top 8 of who is from where, what regions we got repping.
I believe we have one LATAM with Sonics, if I'm not mistaken,
That's
and then the
right.
rest is Japan and NA.
Yeah, that's right, actually. Yeah, EU not able to show up this time around.
Courtesy of quite a few like big upsets in the bracket as
That's
well, right?
right.
But, you know, nonetheless, that is the way that the bracket is shaken out. It's also surprising to see not as much Latin America in the top 8, because it was really not all that long ago where they were dominating, you know, those lists. But nonetheless, it is going to either be one more representative of Team Japan or one more representative of Team North America. It will be Kaninabe or it will be Pocket. Let's find out who it is. Game 1 getting started.
We are here with Steve Fox. What is this, Tekken? Anyway, let's hop in. We get him back here. Tries to beat out this wall. Oh my goodness, Kaninabe is already in, not giving Pocket a second to breathe to get up tilt rising fair as well. We're reflecting off away these minecars too. 92% and counting already on Pocket. One mix-up and it's over.
That's one of the things that separates Kaninabe from a lot of other Foxes. That confirm right there, emblematic of it. He understands where Fox's strength lies. It is in that speed. It is in just how difficult he is to punish. And because of that, I hope you know how to SDI, first of all. And it looks like he does, so he's able to stay alive. But Pocket walking him right back off the stage, is able to make that recovery back, but this is still Kaninabe working with a healthy lead.
Yeah, I don't think Pocket is super accustomed to this level of not being able to breathe or farm or mine whatsoever. We still got wooden tools out and about. Look for this TNT setup here, still continuing to mine. But this aggressive play here from Kaninabe, Onin's like, okay, I'm just going to use my very straightforward, simple moves. I have jab, I have up tilt. That's all I need to box up close. Lands an anvil to take the first stock. Only 60% behind here. It's nothing that one Steve combo can't fix once he's able to get his hands on better materials.
That is also the case, right, is that not only do you need some good materials most of the time, but you also want to make sure that that box is grounded so you can get something big started. And Kananabe has been very tough to pin down in that aspect. Both players up beat back to the stage. They don't want anything to do with that offstage situation, but Kananabe drifting in with an aggressive nair and just trying to shark under Onan to see if he can find a big punish, but cannot, and we are right back to mining land.
Yeah, the wall has been created. Kananabe thinking about how can I approach this? Do I just have to wait this out? Opts to wait it out. The up smash is not going to hit on the backwards hitbox either.
Wow.
We're getting an up tilt up smash scoop here from Pocket, turning it around with a nice lead. Could be something big.
Cash is out for those diamonds too, interestingly, where it looked like originally his intent was to just kind of try to keep the gameplay to where he could try to get save the diamond for the next stock, right? But if he can mine just a little bit more, he might be able to get a second one. Somehow able to tech. Doesn't have the blocks to sit under stage. Oh, he does, and finally gets that second diamond. Like I said, he only needed a couple more and did find it. Kananabe getting that punish, but it is Diamond Steve for the rest of this game one.
Amazing anti-air with that up smash from Kananabe. Honestly, still keeping up the pressure, not letting Pocket breathe, even with the diamond materials on deck. That's not a character you want to be getting up close to, right? The damage output potential is ridiculous. That back air alone leading to so much. We have the anvil on the shield pressure. Still a nair out. Kananabe finding his way in.
Here we go, though. Found his way in a little bit too aggressively. Left an opening for Pocket to turn things around. 76% already built up. And Kananabe, just the anvil, forgot that it was a projectile. It turns around quickly, and Kananabe gets a juggle of his own without too many options for Pocket to escape. 110%, though. One more solid hit means Kananabe's stock is done.
Oh, my goodness. I love the reflector usage here on everything Steve has to throw. Mine carts to anvils, whatever it is. You know, if Pocket's more used to these, like, okay, this confirms just kind of works, this pressure kind of works, a little bit of autopilot kicking in, that reflector is definitely going to shake you awake. And we've seen Pocket already have to suffer for it, but Kananabe still at 110% right now. One solid confirm from Pocket will do it. Kananabe still has to work a little bit to find a way in. This contraption being built right in front of him looks absolutely awful. How can he find his way in?
The answer is eventually none. Pocket just takes it all down and tries to get aggressive, but he is saying, look, I want to just set up as many resources as I can for myself so I can toss out safe moves like that gold minecart. I don't want to have to approach this fox. If I can do it safely, I will, but it is starting to dwindle. 84%, I do believe that you are right within confirm ranges for Kananabe to take that stock.
Yeah, I think Onan is perfectly fine not having to engage, not having to initiate. But I'm wondering if Kananabe just kind of wants to sit back and actually wait for Pocket to approach, because eventually, right, Pocket may want to. It's 2 minutes and 38 seconds left on the clock. If they want to just be doing this for the rest of the set, that's going to be a pretty big loss here on Kananabe's part. So let's see what strategy Kananabe kind of wants to implement. See, now we're seeing Pocket actually engage and go in. This bait, this wait and patience from Kananabe might be the very system and setup that he needs to use this back air to snipe him out of minecart, but it's not enough to take the stock.
And Pocket has so much iron and gold, but it scared the pants off of me just like it did you. That up air came out of nowhere. Kananabe getting up quick to send Pocket into that top blast zone and try as he might to just create that safe situation. Eventually, you have got to throw something out to take that stock, and Kananabe is the one who is able to grab bait and turn it into a Game 1 victory.
This level of reverse psychology in this matchup is something I did not expect to see. Right? Kananabe's answer was to just keep waiting. And that ended up working out because Pocket did end up approaching, and that's what Kananabe needed. The fact that Kananabe is like, okay, you're putting up these walls, you're going to set up, there's nothing I can do. He just let it happen. And again, we're seeing this blitz aggression at the beginning of this next game. Early percent, high stocks on both sides. Kananabe just wants to get in there.
And that is exactly what he's done so far. But if you do it a little bit too wayward, you are going to take a lot of damage. Being a fast follower against Steve is such a hard task. It just means that you have to be oh so careful. You have to know the way out when you start going in. But so far, Kananabe taking a lot of damage. I know that Pocket has not been necessarily too aggressive in trying to create those openings, but he was able to bring that game down to last stock nonetheless. So you do have to fear and respect this Steve.
I love the illusion past the TNT block, see it kind of hop up a little bit and able to find his way around the wall as well. But the jump will be challenged. And Pocket ends up taking this first stock, trying to build some resources. Immediate jump in and throw here from Kananabe. Try to see if he can push any sort of disadvantage state. But no, Pocket finds a way in with the forward air, and we got a jab string.
And he was waiting to see if Kananabe would maybe buffer an air dodge or something. That's why he walked back a little bit with that last jab that connected. He wanted to see if there was going to be something he could get a bigger punish on, but no, Kananabe is just SDIing out, trying to get away from the string, but try as you might. There is Pocket once again directly in your face looking for a stray hit to confirm off of, but falling off of the anvil, pratfall Looney Tunes style, Kananabe picks up that tech chase and takes the stock to even it up.
I love the punish there after the up smash whiffs as well. Jumps immediately over the wall, threads the needle between those last stick frames, gets a reverse nair, bit of percent to get something started. But again, Pocket not afraid at all, able to challenge any aerial option with his own aerials, with up tilts. The down smash comes out, punishes the Firefox. An illusion back here, but the powered minecart is gonna take it. And Pocket now has almost an entire stock lead. It's looking a little rough here for Kananabe.
I love that movement from Pocket, though. Yeah, Kananabe is going to have to fight really, really hard to bring this one back. Does get the bounce off of the wall, but that's Diamond Steve up tilting you to the tune of 30%. Not able to find a crazy huge confirm off of it, though. And in fact, Kananabe is the one that's going to find the reversal. And I think that's such a great dichotomy between what we saw from Light and now what we're seeing from Kananabe now, is that Kananabe is so good at just picking up on these small moments. He's not overwhelming you and just throwing a bunch at you. He's trying to wait for the right moment to strike, but chose incorrectly there. Odin turned things around and brings us to a game 3 tied up 1-1.
I love the patience there from Pocket as well. Kind of those final interactions involved a lot of Kananabe jumping in with Nair, as Fox does, but spacing it so nicely and just immediately running away or going for a double jump and repeating the same cycle. And despite, Steve having very great options with things like up tilt and jab, immediately throwing those out was not working. So we saw Pocket wait, right? Knowing that Kananabe was going to jump in with Nair and then react with some sort of aerial option out and away, where an immediate jab or immediate up tilt would not work. And Pocket's patience was very strongly rewarded. And I just love that micro interaction, that micro patience right there. It's so easy to respond, oh, we hit my shield, I have to try and punish it. But knowing that I just got to wait for like another half a second before this up tilt will connect and actually having it work out, that's the type of plays and changes we're going to be seeing from these high-level players trying to qualify for top 8. Another jab string pushes Kananabe all the way to 43%.
Down our landing on the TNT. I am curious, Combo, to think about what is going to happen in terms of this stage pick. What would push Kananabe to pick a stage that many people would consider to be pretty heavily Steve favored? He gets great resources and actually a variety of resources on this stage. Hollow Bastion gives both stone and metal depending on where you're mining. And man, Pocket taking great advantage of that. Gets an early anvil to take that stock. And again, I wonder, because this is also a great stage for Steve to take control of the pace of the game with that big center platform. He can really stuff a lot of approaches just by building walls right next to it, exactly like he does right there. So what is Kananabe going to find to take the momentum in this game number 3?
Yeah, not too dissimilar from using the edge platforms from things like PS2 or Battlefield to just build this perfect wall that makes it so hard to approach. Great reflect on the anvil after landing that up smash, but the up smash was not enough. Again, commits to an up smash. We get a dash attack punish here from the steel pickaxe, but it's not going to do anything super significant just yet. Again, another dash attack, and we see Pocket return right to mining. We know Kananabe rather is looking for a really strong kill option. Oh my goodness, the air dodge scramble.
Not taken out by the powered rail minecart either. Blocks are in the way, but of course, if you stick to the edge of the stage, you might be able to find yourself all right. Kananabe, oh my goodness, the aggressive air dodge through that up smash, and yet was able to find his own down smash afterwards. That was scary, but seems like he knows exactly what he's doing.
Again, threading the needle, perfectly timing that. Great reflector again, immediately on that minecart. Evening up this game. What a fantastic advantage they hear from Kananabe. Pocket hasn't had a single answer just yet.
See if he's going to, again, at least be able to convert into a KO. Once you have diamonds, anything is possible as Steve. But man, Kananabe calling out that approach, now even taking the lead.
That's right, the jump in anti-air perfectly with that up smash, scooping up that stock, but we're gonna see a spike with the forward air into the up smash, and we're right back to dead even here. 1-1 in the set, 1-1 in stocks, low percent here on Hollow Bastion.
You saw Onan sticking to mining specifically in the middle because any of the parts that look brass, that's going to give you iron. But he is trying to get to diamond as quickly as possible, and he has mined a whole lot more on stone than he has on iron. And those two have different counters to which resource you're going to get to next. It's always consistent, but they have different ones. They're not shared, so he needs to stick to the stone to be able to get to that diamond as quickly as possible. That's why he was mining right there. But as I'm analyzing the resources and the mining, seems like it might not matter because Kaninabe has got him directly in the crosshairs of a kill confirm.
Right, trying to control center stage has been such a difficult task here for Pocket. Great double jump over the down smash and utilizing Alex's block, rather, to send out back as well for this great ledge trapping situation. Trying to back air, but gets the up smash to caught the jump after. And Kaninabe.
What a call out from Kaninabe. Yeah, taking us to a game forward like you were about to say. And doing it off of, I mean, just picking up on a habit, right? That jump in there with that sword is almost always going to be followed up by that forward air with the pickaxe. So you get that parry, you know you've got time to throw out that up smash and take that stock. Even if he seems to be a little bit behind you, that arm is extended, you can kick that block into next week.
Right, and that final interaction too is such a human habit of you're getting shield pressure at ledge. What do I want to do? You want to jump into center stage. You want to get out of that situation, use that verticality, and cover yourself. But that's where Kaninabe was so perfectly ready to anti-air, facing backwards with that up smash, and it connects so beautifully to take that next game. Kaninabe is only one game away from cementing a spot here in top 8 for himself, for Japan, over Pocket. Can Kaninabe do it, or will Pocket run this to a game 5?
Well, we are going to see if they can pilot that Steve to success. The reflector coming out, not only reflecting that down smash, I believe perhaps the TNT as well. You saw how quickly that percentage climbed. That is going to be something that Onan, they're going to have to deal with that very, very quickly. Already dealt up a lot of damage. Not quite 2 kill confirm percents yet, but we're going to see Kaninabe really start to open things up in a situation where it's not going to be about a juggle necessarily. It's going to be about looking for something that can end in an up smash.
Yeah, now Kaninabe trying to fight here for center stage. We're keeping very even on percents here so far. A bit of missed interactions both ways. We've seen the up tilt up air miss. We've seen these combo starters from Pocket as well, not able to get started. The up tilt again is not going to connect. We have an up air here from Kaninabe trying to shark out this next kill. 122% on Pocket means the next interaction will be it. We're going to be looking for an up smash bait pretty soon. Great reflect reaction here on the minecart, but gets the fair one too. It's the jump read up air to take this first stock.
Didn't even need the confirms. It was all about the juggle, and Kaninabe plays those juggles so well. Did get a little bit aggressive trying to challenge that minecart, so Pocket will be able to get some breathing room, will be able to get some resources, does not put those blocks down in the right place. You see where he does those up tilts? He does that specifically so that he can kind of frame kill, get himself in just the right spot where he can start mining on the side of the stage where he can go virtually uncontested, especially against Fox. But Kaninabe does not seem bothered by it.
It doesn't matter if you're trying to approach with my card, and Kaninabe can almost immediately punish it. The illusion. Oh no! No way! The anvil drop connected with Pocket after Reflector takes the stock on the top right side of the screen. He waits out, sits in the minecart for a while. Oh! Spike down here with the forward air. But Kaninabe has an entire stock lead, looking super strong. But if anyone can turn around, it's Pocket with the Steve. We get a down throw jab combo into the forward air spike. But Kaninabe fights his way back.
Missed the spot to put down the blocks too. Wasn't able to interrupt that recovery from Kaninabe, who's been so good at sticking to the stage where you don't have to worry about getting just stuffed by those blocks. But Pocket not out of it yet. Kaninabe is at 87%, and if Pocket is able to take the stock, they will be able to mine for resources afterwards, potentially get up to those precious metals that can really turn the game around.
Yeah, Pocket now trying to set up this wall again, not letting Kaninabe approach, get back to mining, knowing that this worked before. Oh no, commits to an anti-air up smash way too early. Throws out the minecart underneath the block, gets it reflected yet again. 30% chip damage here on Kaninabe so far. Diamond is out. We have a jump in there and more nair spacing here at ledge. The up tilt scoop dragged up. Fair reads the tech in place with the forward smash. Kaninabe is going crazy right now, back there as well.
Once again, you are just one wrong touch away from this tournament ending, but Kaninabe will be taken down to last stock. Pocket trying to stay alive and send us to a game 5, has the diamond pickaxe, so once again, anything is possible, but you cannot allow Fox to land on you with an aerial or your tournament will be over. Kaninabe leaps 30 feet into the air, closing out the 3-1 victory and moving into top 8. That will be 2 Foxes in top 8, and what a way to close it out.
Oh my goodness, this chair is down. The energy is electric. Japan is all standing right behind him. Although it's off screen, it's kind of more behind pocket, but they're all there.
They're
They're all
trust
hyping
me.
up. Oh my goodness, what an incredible final set here to qualify for top 8. Japan prevails over the U.S. Katanabe prevails over Pocket. The young Lions showing up, coming out here all the way from Japan. What a breakout international tournament, coming to that top 8 at one of the most stacked events in Ultimate of all time.
And with the mood lighting being brought down, you can tell that it is time for top 8 to begin in just a few moments. We're getting everybody in the mood, and that, of course, means that you all are going to want to slide over to Satellite Smash for the top 8 at Port Priority 8. In fact, they're already getting the announcements going, so
yeah,
it is
lined up.
just about time to go.
Yes, it is. We're going to have to call it from ourselves, from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much for watching us, Combo and Kimono. We try to do our absolute best to put on a great show for you guys. We really, really hope you guys enjoyed watching us loser side top 16 here at Port Priority 8 in Seattle, Washington. But the best is yet to come, because that is what top 8 is here. But before we say goodbye, definitely follow us at our socials at Combo FGC and
over at that Kimono as well for me. You can find us there online, but the one place you gotta be if you're still surfing the net is, again, over on twitch.tv/Satellite Smash. The tournament is not over. Go catch the top 8 over there, because we're gonna be watching it too, no doubt. We will see you guys over there.
see you on the other side.